we're back. It's the next morning, and our secret weapon has returned.
The secret weapon. I'm here. I'm here.
No, yeah.
Back.
We have some work for you to do.
It's always like when I get back. Hey, by the way.
The Squadra Corsa AC isn't working.
Or the minivan.
Oh, minivan AC is dead.
Yeah, the minivan AC doesn't work. It's been that way. It's too much nitrous. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Forgot to mention that.
You were in the van since.
Oh, we got in the van all right. Oh, you guys treat our stuff really well around here. Shit everywhere, garbage everywhere.
No.
Dirty as hell.
I think you forgot you drove the van the other day.
I did drive the van. I haven't driven the van in
I said I think you forgot.
2
I'm pretty
months.
sure you forgot that you did that.
Yeah, I must have forgotten.
Mark, this is going to end well for you, this conversation. I can tell. You're winning. Damon's backing down. Because he always backs down from confrontation. By 5 o'clock has to be done because McLaren's going to do their special stuff on it. So we have basically 5 hours to completely rebuild that car.
Let's go. Take me to the airport. Let me know how it goes.
Would you stop, Tim?
Okay.
The boys, brand new iPhone. Let's check it out. Oh, she is beautiful. Somehow it's already programmed. What convenient. But guess what? It's naked. There's no case. New iPhone, I have no case on it. I'm terrified right now. What do I do? 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 I need a pillow. I have to safe to put it in. This phone was $2,000. It must be protected. I put it inside a Ferrari car cover. Not very convenient, but I have an idea. Rokform has a brand new retail location, and let's go there right now and get a case for my new iPhone. And for you guys at home, I'll give you a discount code so you can get one too. All right, and like that, we are here at Rokform's new retail outlet. That's right. If you live in California and you want to come check out all the Rokform cases and accessories, I'll post the address below. In the meantime, we have some shopping to do because this case isn't going to do it. Hello, hello. Welcome to Rokform's retail location. I have the new 14 Pro. I need a case for it. And here's basically the two options you have. Our favorite. You have the crystal, lighter, not as aggressive smashing abilities. Then you have the rugged. Are there real phones in here? So never done this before, all your phones? This is our favorite, it's the rugged. It is the military drop specifications. It has all the accessories you love. It has a magnet, it has a twist lock system. And here's all the accessories you could ever want. You have everything you need. You have a clip, you've got magnets, the ring pop thing. My favorite is the suction cup for the window, perfect for rallies. So you have two options. You use the magnet attachment or the actual twist lock, which I'll show you in a minute, which is basically ain't going anywhere. This is a mountain bike handles. Okay, so we're gonna grab right now the 14 Pro Rugged. And I need this for my phone. Take your rugged case from Rokform, take your iPhone one side first, click it in. And just like that, your phone's protected. This is my actual phone. You throw it now. It's not that hard, holy lady, jeez. Jeez, that phone's $1,500. Jokes aside, thanks to Rokform. Not a scratch, not a crack, it's totally good to go. I've never lost a phone thanks to Rokform. That's the absolute truth. Use the code below, DDE2023, and get 25% off site-wide. Anything you want here, you see, you get a discount. You can walk in the store right now and get a discount using the same code. That's DDE2023. There's pretty much everything you could possibly need for your phone. The most important one for safe driving is a magnet mount that goes in your vent in your car, and that way your phone can be hands-free. Yeah, it protects your phone, but it also has a built-in magnet. You wanna take that perfect selfie? Look, I found some metal. Boom, just like that. Set your timer, snap away. Oh yeah, that's a keeper right there. I spent a little bit of money here at Rokform today. I got in all these accessories for my friends and family, even some t-shirts because I love merch. I'm a merch guy. And right now, ring it up. And again, DDE 2023 at checkout right now, knock off 25%, which means a quarter of this was actually free. Protect your phone, don't be stupid. Phones are very expensive, I can't be more serious. These cases work every time. DDE 2023 at checkout, link in description. Okay, guys, Damon has a flight at 1 o'clock. It is currently 12:05 and he wants to come see the 720 through Mike's eyes to make sure we're good to go. So with that, in the DD fashion, we're in a hurry. I'm gonna take the Ram 3500. Why? Honestly, it has AC. The van has no AC, the Squadron has no AC, the 599 has Ferrari AC, and it's finally hot here in California. Until like a few days ago, it was literally jeans and hoodies. So I'm feeling good here in the Ram 3500. Army edition. You gotta fight to catch fire, let's go!
We got lots of time.
No, not the truck!
It hit in the exact spot that was already damaged. Careful with that, it's got a camera in it.
Oh, Celsius check.
There you go.
There we go, there we go.
Sounds like it's gonna be a very busy day. So
for you,
gotta be prepared.
Going up, he's moving out. You guys moved the case.
Oh, dude, I got the front seat. I'm ready.
All right, let's see what we got.
Hooked you up, bro. I made it all happen. It's your birthday a few months ago, and this is your gift for Damon's car.
So you got the whole suspension
Whole
upright.
knuckle assembly, everything already bolted together.
Yep.
Save you some time, because I love you.
We got, nice. Dude, look how light that is. That's awesome.
Don't drop that, please.
Yeah, it's expensive, right?
10 grand to your wait list.
Shock looks good. Like Damon was saying, it's already got the same springs that are on the car. So we don't
He
have
was
to try
very
to swap
excited about
those
that.
out. Yeah, yeah, because I don't know how we're gonna get that bent shock apart. That would be tough. But yeah, this is really cool. Oh, dude, what's this?
That's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work. I
A
mean,
little
that's
bit.
not even usable. If we put this on the car and try to drive it like this, we could literally blow the engine up. So this sensor for the air intake is in this box, and then these tubes feed from the turbo. And if this sensor isn't reading the right amount of air, if it's reading a very small amount of air because of these huge vacuum leaks,
Is this pressurized though? This is pressurized,
it's not pressurized, but actually if it was pressurized side, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. We just wouldn't make a lot of power. But being here in front of these tubes, it's gonna think that the engine is barely running. So you could be full throttle and it's gonna read that you're getting 10% air instead of 100% air that it's getting, and it'll run 90% lean and the engine will blow up.
Okay, let's not do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can bolt the parts on.
So you're saying that these, I can't even repair these are garbage.
It's trash, it's complete trash.
Well,
Let's check for other damage, because if this is burned, then other stuff could be damaged as well. See if any of these lines are burnt. Yeah, check that airbox though.
Yep. There's evidence of some.
So it was crashed and it caught on fire.
That sucks. This wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
The problem is with most of these parts, and why I went to a wrecker, is that not only they're expensive, but you can't get them. Like this part here, you won't be able to walk into McLaren and order. It's all gonna be special order. And I know that even recently, guys are doing projects, their cars sit for up to a year because they can't get things. Brakes is the biggest one.
Yeah.
The car motor brakes don't typically wear out. They don't stock them, they make them to order. Someone told me 2 years. 2 years for a brake.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a good thing that we found that then. And the upright, I mean, we have the suspension components, we have the shock, we have the caliper, we have the e-brake caliper. So that's awesome. We didn't get a radiator though, did we? Because this radiator is damaged.
No, they didn't have a radiator.
Right here, so you can see the radiator core is pushed in. So this used to be flat and out to here. I don't see it leaking, but I haven't checked to see if there was
I think
water.
at the accident there was water on the ground.
So we'll have to check that, because that's another, that's going to stop us from
Can we
starting
just
the car.
make a radiator? Or is it easier to go buy one?
Can we make a radiator? Yes. But is it cost effective and time effective? Probably not. Finding the right size core and building aluminum end tanks and all that
How
stuff.
much do you think the radiator is?
Ooh, it's a McLaren radiator, $4,000.
I'm gonna call McLaren and ask.
It's the radiator brackets that are also bent. I don't know if the fan shroud itself is damaged. We'll have to get it apart and look at that, but
Thank you for calling McLaren Vancouver and Fast Leasing.
Call Canadian homies. Tim, what's your guess for this radiator?
my guess is over 1,000, but no exact.
Is this your first day on the job? The Murcielago one was $8,000. My guess is they're on lunch. So today our goal is basically we have to get this car rolling by 5 o'clock because it has to go to McLaren for the suspension. McLaren only has, I think, 2 master techs from McLaren that work on the Speedtail P1s. They're the ones that have to do this. It can't be a regular technician or the Lamborghini side either, because they have to actually go to England to get certified in the pressurization system in this car. So we have a small window. Other than that, they're booked for a month.
yeah, so we got to get it done. I mean,
So you have 4 hours.
okay, well, let's get started then. Dave's not in touch with reality. 4 hours to put this thing back together, get it on the ground rolling, so we can put it on a trailer to get it over to McLaren. That's pretty crazy. We're gonna go thrash on this thing and try, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to get it all done. There's a lot to do. We've got some damaged parts. I don't know if any of these other parts are damaged, but that's just something we're gonna have to figure out while we're trying to bolt it on the car. We gotta get started on this right away. Hey, let me make sure the ride height's the same between these 2 shocks. Yeah, it's the same there on the locking collar. Well, yeah, there's a big difference on the bottom, huh? probably an inch difference, so we're gonna have to adjust that.
To make it about the same.
Yeah, exactly. It's an inch lower, so we'll have to adjust that to get it in the same spot. We need to find all the hardware for this so we can get all the parts bolted up. We'll probably put the axle in to the transmission and then line the upright up rather than putting the axle there and having it kind of fight us. You know, it's awesome that King's Auto Body Shop is letting us use their facility and come in and bolt our own parts on the car. Awesome dudes here. I've known IED for a long time. Really good guys, but it is kind of a pain when you're working out of somebody else's shop in somebody else's toolbox. You don't know where anything is. Toolbox is on the opposite end of the shop from where the car is, so that's just gonna add more delays to getting this car put together in the 4 hours that we have to get this done. So I'm gonna get on it. I know the tools that we need. I'm gonna start grabbing stuff and then get back over there and bolt the parts on the car. We know there's an oil leak on the car. We're not sure what it's from, but we're trying to figure that out now because, what's up?
I think I found the leak from last time.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, check out that seal.
Oh yeah, the seal is ripped, huh? So, yeah, we were worried about damage on the transmission because it got hit from the side with the axle. Tim found a damaged seal here. So that's the output shaft seal, and it's got a big kind of chunk taken out of it that will definitely leak oil. But the seal itself is not a big deal. The problem is, if that seal got damaged from the axle shaft, that means the axle shaft actually got jammed sideways, which means we could have internal transmission damage, which is the thing I was hoping that we did not have, because that is a very, very expensive transmission that's hard to source. I hope that it's just the seal, but I'm not sure how it could damage the seal without damaging the transmission internally.
So Mike just explained the transmission problem, and here's why it's more serious than you might think. That transmission and engine was built by Gintani to handle about 2,000 horsepower. It took a year to build and over $100,000. We can't ship one component, it all has to go. So if Mike's suspicions are correct and there's internal damage, that could literally destroy this project, put it on pause for a year, or mean we have to go buy a whole new motor and transmission and be slow again. This car is a flagship car. It's our fastest car we have, and there's big plans for it. So it's really important that we solve this problem as soon as possible and as cheaply as possible. I had never tried Celsius before. It's important your first time trying and you pick the right flavor. But the good news is there's no wrong flavors. We have Peach Vibe and Oasis Vibe, or Tropical Vibe. Either way, it's a vibe.
We'll take the beach.
Okay, crack it open the throat, and really experience it. Look at that. It's a change, man. Say goodbye to coffee.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's not bad.
Enjoy. Okay, let's find these more broken things. So far, I'm actually shocked how much more hidden damage there's been. But that's a serious problem, but it seems like I did not order enough parts, and the parts I ordered were damaged. So that's on me. I gotta figure that problem out.
All right, so we're gonna take off this turbo inlet pipe from the passenger side. It's been completely open for months now. I don't know if there's any debris in there from when the car got in an accident or sitting at the body shop, or if any small animals have crawled in there, but we wanna check that out before we start bolting other parts on the car. Right now, it's accessible. Later on, it won't be easy to get it apart.
It looks pretty clean. Just oil.
Yeah, a lot of
Why's there oil in there?
A lot of oil in there.
Because the catch cam's failing or something?
Or maybe they're full, I don't know. It's, I mean, there's definitely more oil than there should be. But I was worried that there was debris in there because the other pipes were cracked and ripped off, and then it sat at a body shop for a long time, so you never know. It's open, right? So anything could have crawled in there and died. Dirt, debris, a mouse, who knows? But yeah, I want to check that out before we got it all bolted back together. All right, so we're gonna put this intake tube back on here, tape it up, and just to make sure nothing else gets in there. All right, I've got to figure out this problem here. So we've got this shock that is extremely bent. If we put on the new control arms and stuff, this will not line up. It is supposed to be about 3 inches over here, and there's not enough room to get this to line up. We need to replace the shock, but this system is under a lot of pressure. Now, how much pressure? I do not know. I tried to get information from the McLaren dealership. They would not tell us. They just said we needed to bring the car in to the service shop and depressurize the entire system before these lines can can be removed. I can't take the car to the dealership like this. It does not have anything to roll on in this corner. So we got to figure out what we can do to get this to work. I think I might pull these out and get the shocks twisted up and maybe zip tie them out of the way, but I got to be careful. I don't want to damage these lines because this goes all the way across. It's basically one piece to the other side to the other shock. This thing is all T-fittings with welded joints. So it's not like you can just unbolt a section and put a new section in. It is this entire part. So I got to be careful not to damage that, but I also got to get this car done and time is running out. Tim, can you grab these for me? Yep, got it. These lines are really tight, so I'm not sure how much room I'm gonna have here. Yeah, I gotta be careful not to kink this line because once this stainless braided line is kinked, it doesn't unkink. It's like permanent. Find a spot to zip tie it up here. What is all this? Can you? Yeah, we need to get this out of the way because the shock's gonna need to sit there. Pull that zip tie out of the hole and throw a new zip tie in there. And I'm gonna try to put the shock up a little higher.
Yep.
Go up and around here. Okay. All right, you got any more zip ties? All right, let's get the suspension up here. Tim, you wanna give me a hand with it? The Ferrari style with the studs is so much easier.
Yeah.
Lining these bolts up, well, it's not.
Oh,
there goes that bolt.
A little bit crooked.
It looks crooked, but it's going in now.
Oh, nice.
I think it's just this is twisted, so it's throwing us off. Just check this thing and make sure that it's not damaged. CVs feel okay.
Give it a stab.
Here, hold this suspension out of the way.
Yep, got it.
Oh, okay. That was good. Line this up. The splines are really tight.
Yeah.
See if we can like swing it on. There. Is it binding up on something?
You need some help.
Got it. Got it.
Whoa.
Got it. Just because you came over. Thank you.
Okay, nice.
All right, grab a couple more bolts, Tim. We'll put these, the lower control arm bolts up.
So I've worked on a few cars with Mike, mostly race cars, which are usually more well thought out and easier to work on. These exotics, they're not too horrible to work on, but they also don't make it very easy for the average person to just use your average tools. A lot of extensions and a lot of wobble sockets are needed in weird spots, and sometimes you need smaller size fingers, but all in all, it's a pretty cool experience to be able to work on cars that cost more than houses, you know?
Make sure this thread isn't damaged. If I try to put it on and it's damaged with the impact gun, it's going to completely just destroy the axle, just kill all the threads. All right, there we go. These shocks are actually very, very complex. It's not a standalone shock that's just, say, a right rear shock. This is actually tied into the whole system. So we've got hydraulic lines that are coming in here. We've got compression and rebound. And then we have these electronic valves on the side that's computer controlled and opening and closing, or maybe even allowing different amounts of fluid to flow through it. Like I said, it's very complicated. There's very little info on how it actually works, which is why we have to take it to the McLaren dealership. Obviously, we don't have the tool that's required also, but right here, this is filled with nitrogen at 7.5 bar, so highly pressurized system. The hydraulic side of it could be even higher, I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll bolt this thing on the car. But I think first I want to make the adjustment to the ride height to try to match the shocks that were on the car. It'll be a little easier to do it now on the bench than when it's in the car. Okay, let's see if this will, it does rotate. It's a bit crusty though.
It's gonna be slammed, Mark. It's like the Huracan.
Oh! So we're not at the shop. We don't have any healthy options in the fridge like Factor 75. So if we're not gonna be healthy, we're gonna be unhealthy. Yeah?
The complete opposite of healthy.
I got water though.
Oh, there you go.
But I've got 10 burgers and 10 fries in case anybody else is hungry here. So let's take a look at that. The end of dad bodies. What are we working on here?
We are adjusting this shock to try to get the ride height the same. So the car that this came off of was quite a bit lower.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone had more balls than Damon.
Yeah. So just getting this thing down is like, look at all that dirt that's in there.
The one thing we haven't discussed yet in this series is body work. And you're probably wondering, like, what's the plan for that? It had a Vorsener kit on it before. I don't know if that kit's even available anymore. And if they have it in stock or have to make it and manufacture it, which is overseas, I believe. I almost think we should find a temporary body for now and call some people so we can borrow the panels, because the deadline for this car is Monterey Car Week, which right now is basically in 3 weeks. We have a lot of work to get done. That's why this car has to get done today to get some MCLAREN for suspension, get rolling, and find out if this car even runs or not. If the engine's dead, then the party's over on this build series, and that's it.
Yeah. We're not dialing the car in, we're not gonna drive it right now. I just don't want this corner to sit an inch and a half lower than all the other corners, so just do some quick adjustments on this. Get it on the car, because our time is running out. You gotta wiggle it harder, Tim.
She's a little tight.
First time I heard that complaint.
Put it in. So all these rubber bushings on here, when they're molded, they want to stay in one spot. And this is actually probably pretty close to ride height, and I'm sure that the McLaren engineers thought about that. The shock's not on and everything's at droop, it's bound up. But when it's at ride height, they're in like the center of the setting, so it doesn't bind too much in either way.
This is actually going pretty smooth. Which
Yeah,
means
I mean,
something bad's gonna happen in a minute.
Well, we can't start it. It's gonna be hard to put on the trailer, but at least we can push it.
Yeah, how do you do that? Well, this has to roll. What if it can't roll? What if you can't get a wheel on it? Oh, like that?
Kind of like that. This one looks pretty lined up, actually. Let me get this one in the front. All right, you can come up a little bit. Right there. Like you said, you cursed me.
I said it's
You're
going
like,
too smooth.
something's gonna go wrong.
It'll go back in once. Don't remove it again.
Okay.
Look at that.
We got a bent sheet metal piece that needs some fine tuning. Good as new. Yeah, we need to get this car done right now. We got to get it to McLaren before 5 o'clock because they're going to close, and then we're going to miss our window of opportunity, and then it will sit there for an entire month before they can touch it. We got no choice but to finish this thing now.
So far, it's gone pretty smooth. They have the spindle on. They have a lot to get done in the next 2 hours to make our deadline. If we miss this, it delays the whole product by 1 month. So I want to support them, but I also have to put on the pressure. Lunch break's over, man. Thing done. Oh God!
Wrench.
You guys gonna hurt me with it.
All right, never mind. Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
By the way, did you see us change a tire yesterday in the tire machine? At one point, Damon hit it and the tire flew off across the ground. The wheel and tire flew off the machine. Yeah, dude, it was.
We'll give you a rundown on how to use it.
I didn't know you guys were running the.
Is the tire okay?
No, it's definitely not.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
The
it's,
beat is
We
destroyed.
can patch it. Whoa. Just so we're clear, they know this. This is the only one you can buy by itself used. The rest were in a set for like $30,000. So, do not drop that. Do not drop that, Tim. Or I'm
Well,
gonna
let's
drop you
get it
off.
on the car. We're running out of time here. Treat it like a baby, but let's bolt it on.
Why'd you do it? You scare me now. Mike has a massage appointment. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. It's at 3 minutes. Dave, you're gonna have to do it for me.
There's a lot of guys with a lot of hands, a lot of oil.
You wanna line it up and I'll put the bolts in? Yep. There you go. Down just a little bit. Okay, right there. Yeah, this is just taking a lot longer because I have to keep going back to the toolbox and digging for stuff, and I don't want to just take all his tools out of here because other people are working out of the box as well, so grab another socket. All I could find was this massive ratchet.
it's working.
It's working. I don't know if it'll fit in the bottom, but get this one snugged up.
Oh, it's close.
Just enough room to swing it in there. I'm looking for the wire that connects to the parking brake caliper so I can plug that in. I don't know if it's going to throw an error code without it. That's the shock. This is the ABS wheel speed sensor. I gotta look at the other side and figure out where it goes. So it's plugged in here and it routes down and around, so it's on the back side of the car. That's how it goes. But it looks like all of the, oh, that won't lock in place either. Why won't it go in place? Sometimes you're working on a car and the dumbest, smallest thing just takes so much time. It's completely holding me up right now. We've got to get this car on the ground in the next few minutes to be able to make it to the McLaren dealership, and I'm literally stuck with one plug that won't go on. I got to figure this out. There's got to be something. Something is wrong with this plug, but what is going on? It's so simple. It literally locks onto this little groove right here, and then this is a locking tab, but for some reason, it just does not want to stay in place. The little tab will not lock. Not cooperating. Oh, I think I got it. Dude, I just had to push really hard on that. We're good to go. I think we need some zip ties here, Tim. All of the little like tabs that are supposed to click in place are all broken here, so we basically just need some zip ties here and here.
We have a special visitor, Angie, here, all the way from Manila.
Hello, hi guys. How you doing?
What's your name again?
Brian.
This is Brian, you guys. You'll respect him like one of us. And I want any mean comments, okay? I want it done for Car Week.
From Monterey.
Yeah.
That's like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that even possible?
Time and money. We don't have time, and we don't have money.
So not possible. So I drove all the way down here because I messaged Damon from the last video that you guys possibly might be parting with something. And I know it's a special car to you guys, you might need it for the slush meet, but I really love this car. I'm a big fan of Mike, and if it's available, interested.
So off camera, Angie mentioned there's a car that she joked about with Damon about buying, and Damon kind of entertained it, didn't really say anything specific about it. I don't know how Damon would feel, but if this car does need a motor and transmission, it's gonna have to go. So we'll chat off camera. I should probably talk to Damon first, but I'm not going to because I do own equity in this company, and it's time I made some decisions around here. Damon, you work for me.
Put on the big boy pants.
Shorts on though.
All right, I think we are good to put the wheels on this thing and bring it down. Tim, you want to grab the wheels? Oh my god.
Dude, what?
Dude, this wheel is destroyed.
What do you mean? It looks fine.
Look at the inside.
Oh my goodness. It's not gonna work?
It's hitting the caliper. Do we have more wheels at the shop, Tim?
I think so, I guess.
I'll finish buttoning up a few things, but we need wheels to put this car on the ground, like now.
Okay. Because race truck.
Hit the white one, hit the white one.
No! We gotta go. Close the bed. Open the bed, close the bed. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Mark, we're leaking something.
Tim, what are you talking about?
Just kidding, it's a leak.
Dude, you clown!
Let's go!
Get in the car!
We're gonna be late and Dave's gonna yell at me.
I mean, we're pretty close to the time.
We do not have much time left. So we got all the wheels on the car. We are ready to put this car down. We have a couple issues that may arise. We still have the lines off of the shocks on the other side, so I don't know how much fluid is going to spit out of there when we put the car down on the ground.
We have 17 minutes to go.
Okay, watch out.
It's also gonna be traffic, so.
Yeah, let me make sure that everything looks tight.
Is there a risk of this putting pressure on this when it's not connected to anything? An air get in there?
I don't know.
It says use only dry nitrogen, whatever that is.
Yeah, so this thing is charged, and it's probably the entire system that was charged, and it probably sprayed fluid out when they took the shocks off of the crash car. But I don't know. So we're just gonna have to put this on the ground. We'll get some rags and try to, you know,
should we put it on?
Make it
a
giant
giant
mess?
I mean, I guess the alternative is to put it on like a dolly or something like that, or a floor jack, and not put weight on it.
Yeah, it's gonna take forever to try.
All right, well, that's what happens.
Yeah, we just got to get it down. All right, Tim, just start going down.
Slowly.
Oh, hold on, watch out, guys. I don't know how much fluid is gonna shoot out of there. Will the arms come out?
What's really cool right now is this is the first time this car's been on 4 wheels since the accident. Like rolling. Well, hopefully it rolls. Yeah. I think Damon's gonna be happy when he gets a photo update of this. I hope.
It's in park or something. Yeah. The parking brake's not on because it's moving. This is when it's tricky to actually do it.
What was gonna happen just now?
Did it power up?
Oh, it's making noises.
Well, let's see if I can get it in neutral.
So, did you remember Mike?
It says call McLaren.
It's in gear.
It's in gear. Yeah.
So
it says neutral.
I think you have to put it in neutral. So it says neutral. We have to like.
Guys, come on, we only have a few minutes left. We gotta find the key for this thing.
We have a done problem. The key's missing. We can't get into neutral. And the e-brake apparently stuck on, so now we're missing our deadline because of a key. Well, that doesn't sound good.
What?
Oh, I give it to Tim.
You have the key?
I give it to Tim.
What are you doing, dude?
The whole time?
Yeah, I miss the old days where you just had like a key that went in and turned. This is
Not anymore.
not anymore.
Try again.
There's
You might have to tap the brake. There is no way around it.
like I don't want to push the brakes and hit the start button because I don't want it to start.
Of course.
But I can't start the car. There's like the intake is taped shut.
How does it work?
Thanks, Dave.
I really don't want to have to call Damon and tell him we missed the deadline because the car won't put in neutral.
Do you know how the ignition turns on in this thing? Do you just push the button? like
Yeah,
a
no
normal?
foot on the brake, push the button once. It should turn on.
But is this the starter button and the ignition?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Is the ECU dead?
I mean, they're plugged in, but it did get crashed. Like the ECU box actually is like smashed a little bit.
Oh, you know what? Because it rolled in on dollies. It didn't roll in on its own.
When we rolled it in here, it was rolling on its own wheels.
Really?
Yeah.
You got 12.7 volts.
We plugged in?
Yeah, it's plugged in.
Yeah.
You got 12.7 volts. So that should do it.
It's not like the dash is closing now. It's like turning off.
I think the ECU's probably done. I think it's confused.
It's a freak though.
We haven't powered this car up since the accident. I jinxed us because earlier I was like, it's going so smooth.
Park and brake fault. Call McLaren Service Center.
Yeah,
We're literally
it's
trying to
probably
get it to the
confused
service center.
because it has one e-brake caliper with 2 sensors built into it. So maybe it's in neutral and it's just the e-brake stuck because it's confused.
It's not the e-brake that's stuck though, because we can rock the wheels back and forth like it's in a gear.
Oh.
It's not completely locked up, right? You can't move it at all.
So what if the transmission was broken and if it's in neutral? Because it says neutral. When it says N on that,
says neutral.
so it's in neutral.
It thinks it's in neutral.
So it could be a locked transmission because it's broken. But you guys rolled it in here. Stop. Just get out.
What time is it?
It's 5:01. So this car had to be there at 5 because we're gonna stay late to do it. But we have a 25-minute drive to the dealership, so we missed our deadline.
I don't know what's going on. It thinks it's in neutral. The neutral is lit up. It is not happy. I'm worried there's damage in the transmission or something electronic. I mean, this is the ECU. It got hit, it's dented, it's smashed. It probably banged around a bunch.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The issue is McLaren said the car has to be rolling for them to calibrate it.
Definitely.
I don't know the process, so they won't touch the car in this current state. So we could right now if we wanted to. I mean, if we had more time, get it there, but they won't calibrate.
But we
it.
can't even get it there right now. Like,
How are we gonna work in the trailer?
Yeah, I don't want to drag it with it in gear and
It's not good for the transmission.
Yeah, exactly.
So we lost a month, just like that. What sucks is you did your job. You got it all together. We got the parts here quickly.
it's terrible. I mean, we gotta wait a month now.
That's what they told me.
We spent all this time, all this money to get the parts here fast. We got the guys to run back to the shop to get wheels. We get the car on the ground. We get to roll it off. Can't find the key. Finally find the key. Ignition won't turn on. The thing thinks it's in neutral, but it's not. It's in park. That could be something serious inside of the transmission.
Put this on top so it doesn't scratch.
So we're loading up all of our spare parts. This was the actual factory spoiler. We had a spoiler on a spoiler, but we deactivated the hydraulics for it. Ironically, this isn't damaged yet. From the drive over, it probably will be. But we need to figure out the body. And that's the one part I haven't really, I mentioned it earlier in the video, like, I don't have a plan. And I still don't have a plan. All this mashed up, like, that bumper. There's no fixing that. Can you fix that, do you think? That, I don't think so. So we need to buy a new one of those. And this is the real money. This is the $200,000 in parts. Like, a wing's $14,000 or $15,000. A bumper's $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000. Now that I sit here and think about it, I don't know what to do for the body. That's a problem. Fiberglass body?
Maybe.
Do a Corvette C8 body on top of it?
That would work.
I'm sure you do. They're like Honda Civics and everyone has one now.
Damn, I used to have one. I'm the first one in Orange County to get one.
Yo! Careful, those are McLaren parts.
Put it up here like this.
I think that's a good idea.
Disappointing. I feel like we wasted the whole day. But now I feel like we need to like do something for morale with the boys.